Hello there, Nourish Me community. It's Jolene here coming to you live from the Summit Organic Farm, and I am with Tenya, the most passionate organic farmer I know. And we are checking out ladybugs. Tell me about these beautiful ladybugs, Tenya.
Oh, ladybugs are incredible. They're a great indicator of balance within your farming system. Ladybugs are pretty fierce little creatures. Everyone sees a ladybug and they usually go, "Oh, yay, pretty ladybugs." That one just flew away. Ladybugs they eat aphids on your plants. So as an organic farmer, we try not to spray, or we don't spray chemicals at all. There's a few kind of like neem oils and stuff that we can use, but once you kind of get aphids and stuff like that, you kind of let your beneficials come in and do the work for you. So ladybugs are one of the best little creatures to eat our aphids. They eat like 4 or 5 times their weight in aphids a day. They're really fierce little creatures. As you can see, one just flew away, but we're actually in the greenhouse here at the moment at Summit. We have greenhouses just kind of for a bit of security, for food security, as in for hails and stuff. So we're in here at the moment, but for some reason we're hitting almost like 37 degrees in October, which is not a very common thing in October. So it's 37 degrees in here at the moment. We have one over there, Jolene. So they're kind of a little bit hot because, outside's 37, but in here it'll be around about 39 degrees.
Yeah.
So they get a little bit kind of slow. We did have an infestation about a month ago with aphids, but the ladybugs have done their job and basically moved on. They're pretty incredible creatures, so we're doing a lot more beneficial insect control within our system now. Yeah.
Fantastic. And so we've got some strawberries growing over here. This is in another greenhouse. Let's have a little look at these. So these were just picked yesterday, which is why there's not as many. But look at those. And can you eat these little flowers?
Well, if you eat the flowers, you're not going to get strawberries.
Yeah, right.
So,
that makes sense.
Yeah, so you can see that little yellow bud in there. The bud of it is actually going to be your strawberry, which turns into that kind of thing going on here. At the moment, we have a little bit of ruthergum bug, so that's why you can see a little bit of deformity within our strawberries. Again, it's just the nature of the beast. When you're farming organically, you're going to get pests and diseases. The healthier soil is, the better it is, but you can't always control Mother Nature.
Very true. And so what else have you got growing here, Tenya? There's some carrots and...
Oh, there's some carrots out.
Should we go and have a little look at the carrots? So this is, how many acres did you say?
We've got 388 acres.
388 acres, and there's...
about 6 acres that we grow on. Most of it's rainforest. It's like national park right at the back.
Let's see if I can show you here. And are they the mountains of the Caldera? Is that what they...
Well, that's the border ranges. So
Okay.
we on the Queensland, New South Wales border ranges. Right in between both of them.
And I saw Mount Warning is
Mount Warning's kind of a bit hazy
just
today.
over there, a bit hazy today.
We kind of have $1 million views out here.
Yeah. So Tenya met her husband Rod when she was 18. Do you mind me sharing a bit of that? And so they've been together building this dream of Summit Organics for quite a few years now.
Almost 30 years now that
30
we've been
years.
farming. So it's takes a long time. Farming's not one of them things that you just can't build overnight. There's a lot of passion, hard work, and sheer determination to get to where we are now. But we've kind of, really love what we do and feel it's a really important thing that we keep farming organically for our next generation.
Let's have a little look at these carrots here. And isn't it interesting how the carrots grow? You can see them down here. Maybe you can, there's a few little ones there. Look at them. And I love these carrots. I use these as little lunchbox treats. They're just gorgeous.
You kind of see that we've already gone down these rows and they've been will come down through here, and then you'll get the ones that are a bit littler. It'll go to juices, and then you kind of just pull out bunches.
Oh, look at that.
Make bunches. Pull out the little ones so they kind of, and that's the thing, people are not going to always buy the little ones, and we have to kind of get used to things aren't always the same size. In farming in general, when we go to supermarkets, we see everything looks exactly the same all the time, and that's what creates so much waste within our food industry. So if we can kind of start changing the way we kind of see our food, is that you're going to change so much more by just eating things that aren't exactly perfect all the time. But that looks pretty good.
It does. It looks really good.
Yeah.
So we do need to learn to respect the sort of odd bunch, as well as understand that we are voting with our dollars. So every time we are buying something from the supermarket, or in fact wherever we buy it, we're either, I guess, working towards positive change, or in a sense going against positive change.
Well, interesting statement, Jolene. Of course, big business doesn't want its real savvy to what goes on within our industry. The more we kind of become aware of how our food's grown, what goes into our food, the less money they're going to make. And because they're owned by shareholders, their big thing is to make sure their shareholders get money. In our system, it's all about good food, good soil, and making sure that you guys are eating the best food we can possibly give you guys. So you're our main stake, you're not a shareholder, you're our customer, and we're wanting to feed you good food. So where do you want to shop?
Yes. And I'm so grateful to that, and I really look forward to my Wednesday mornings at the markets in Murwillumbah. Otherwise, Tuesday you're down in the New Brighton, and you also on a Sunday do you go?
We do Mullumbimby on a Friday.
Mullumbimby on a Friday.
Yeah, and Sunday on the Gold Coast at Miami High School.
Yeah, so that's an awesome. That's an all organic.
That's
one there
all
at Miami.
certified organic.
Certified organic. Yeah.
Market
And
on.
look, farmers work really hard, guys. Like, what time did you say you get up in the morning?
Oh, usually up at 5 o'clock.
Up at 5, and then sort of working until 4 or 5, and then still working after that.
Well, you're always, I say to everyone, it's kind of like having a full-time baby. You can never really relax, you kind of, when you get rain or hail, you might be in your house, but you're thinking of all your crops and your plants, or if it's 38 degrees, your plants are kind of struggling, so it's always on your mind. But that's what farmers do. I think they're born to work with nature, and it's part of who they are, and that's okay. It builds resilience.
Yeah, and look, we're so lucky to have people like this in our communities, and they are in pretty much all your communities. Like, I know people are listening in here from all over the world, but if you just get a little bit out of your comfort zone, perhaps if you're not used to buying this kind of food, and source out your local growers, you will find people that are really passionate about food, and these are the people that you want to be supporting and buying your food off. Like, as far as I'm concerned, the two biggest heroes in our society are farmers and mothers. Okay? And these are the people that have the power to change the world, and if we can just all find a way to support them in what they're doing, not only are we going to help our own health and our children's health, but we're really going to help the health of the planet. Like, I'm not sure if you've noticed, but there's some huge challenges going on with Mother Nature at the moment, and Mother Nature is really out of balance, and therefore a lot of us are out of balance. A lot of people aren't feeling well, a lot of people have got health challenges, and one of the very best things you can do is get this nutrient dense food into your bodies and into your families. And you need to be prepared to, in some cases, pay a little bit more, but in other cases it's really not that more expensive. Like, it's just putting a value on good food.
Yeah, I agree. Like a bunch of carrots we sell for like $4.50, $5.
Yeah.
And really our rhubarb, like I went in conventional food the other day at Coles, and it was like $6 a bunch. We sell ours for $5 a bunch. So really, I think there was a stigma with organic food to say it was expensive. I think that's a false thing now. I think we're really competitive with price, and you're not only, you're just getting really good food, so nutritionally, kind of health wise, you're gonna be a
about the soil, and one of the big aha moments that I had was, I'm sure some of you may be aware that I've got 2 children with food allergies, and one of the aha moments I had a few months ago was how disease begins in the gut, and that's something that Hippocrates said probably 2,500 years ago. We knew this knowledge, and I've just really connected with the fact that the 2 most dense ecosystems in the world is the human gut and the soil. Like, there's many microorganisms and invisible organisms within this soil, and when you eat from soil that's been cared for by a passionate organic farmer, you are getting like the best quality you could possibly have.
Well, they say, Jolene, that there's actually more, hello puppy, there's more life under the soil than there is above the soil. So the amount of microbes and organisms within your soil is just unbelievable. Compost is incredible to lock up carbon within your soil. It saves, this has been bare for a little while, so it's a little bit dry because we've just pulled the carrots out, but I mean, it's still quite wet underneath because it holds its moisture. Like, with most soils, when they're not locking up carbon, it's just kind of it's just kind of like dry and just floats away, and it's like dust. So the better your soil is, the better food you're going to grow. It's kind of like it's reaching minerals within the soil that you can't get. Like when you talk about hydroponics, you're feeding it NPK. So the three main things within your to the building blocks of growing vegetables, but you're missing all your trace elements within your soil. So you're going to be lacking more nutrients in something like that than something grown in this beautiful stuff.
Yeah, and like, we need the building blocks, we need the amino acids and the nutrition and the vitamins and minerals that come from our fruits and vegetables. That's how we're going to survive and thrive. We really need to, get this stuff into our bodies and into our families. One more thing I wanted to talk about was, how important is it to eat in season?
Seasonal eating for me is one of my passions. Like, I think we have to follow our intuitive way of eating, I think, because we've had such the convenience of foods at our fingertips, like going into a supermarket. Like, we can get oranges from Mexico, we can get grapes from the US. Like, all year round we've got the same fruits, but our body's not designed for that. And you can feel that if you actually become connected to your food again. Like, you can feel that, you'll go, oh God, I feel like strawberries, when it becomes like spring and summer, and then you start to go, once summer comes along, you'll feel like nectarines and peaches. So it's just really important, because nutrition, in season, we'll want certain things in our body, and whatever's grown at that time of year, that's what's going to give our nutrition. So seasonal is very important.
Seasonal is the way to go. So
Yeah.
we're talking seasonal, we're talking local, we're talking organic, we're talking whole food, we're talking honouring and being connected with Mother Earth and the food that she grows, and connecting and supporting our local farmers in your area.
Yes.
And they really are our heroes. And Tanya, thank you so much for all that you do for the organic movement.
It's a pleasure. Like, it's one of them jobs that has meaning, and that's important. That's what keeps us going, is when people come up to us and go, thank you. When we come to your store, we bless our dinner table, and we know who produces our food. That's rewarding.
Absolutely. Thank you. Cool. You did it.
Done, girl, done.
Give me a hug. Oh, well done, love. You're actually very good on the camera.
It's much nicer than audience.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather do that than having 50 people in front of me.
Yeah, and next time we'll do it when it's not so hot. But, yeah, that's awesome.